Well, greetings, world, and greetings, Seven Spot. Looks like we're live again. It's time. It is time. You know it's time. It's time for another exciting virtual and socially distant sevens. And today we have a treat for you. It is a beautiful day here in Vancouver, about 20 degrees Celsius. And where I'm speaking to today is I'm going to be speaking with Kevin Broomhead, who is in, are you in Nottinghamshire? Where are we located?
Yeah, I'm about 10 miles from Sherwood Forest.
10 miles from Sherwood Forest. And how far from the GBS factory?
40 minutes, if that.
Perfect.
Maybe 10, 15 miles. No, sorry, 20 miles or so.
Well, that's just great. Now, I did make in my little posting today on Seven Spot a little picture saying, you know, we're doing a Zero, but this one is not a Mitsubishi. This one is a GBS. So, Kevin,
yes.
Without further ado, what I always say is, you know, these things are never about me. They're about you and your story. So I am going to take myself out of the picture. And if you wouldn't mind, would you mind showing us your glorious seven and tell us a little bit about how it came to be? And I will be in the background. I may offer a few softball questions. And if there's any questions from the peanut gallery, I'll pass them on to you as well. Does that work for you?
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. This is it. This is my Zero. You have to forgive the camera because I'm having to do it back to front. It's started in 2017. It's just finished. It's been on the road for about a week and a half, and I've done just shy of 600 miles since then. It's a Mazda-based car. It's got an MX-5 1.8 twin cam engine in it. It's got ATS throttle bodies on it, which produces about 170 horsepower, which is about 340-ish per ton. So it's quick enough. It handles like nothing I've ever driven before. It's just ridiculous.
It is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm just trying to it's really difficult doing a walk round with it this way around. So I think it's got, the colour is Old English white. I always wanted sort of a 60s classic car looking car.
I think
the original car.
You passed on in one of the comments that you gave me. You wanted sort of the early Jaguar kind of a look.
Yeah, it's an Aston Martin DBR1 replica from MEV.
Okay.
It looks like an early Jag, sort of like a D-type sort of Jag-ish. Bit of a Ferrari look about it too. But it was a really basic kit. This is really difficult. I do apologize this photography.
No, you're doing fine. No, you truly are. What I'm interested in is in the interior. You pointed out that and in the GBS video that we shared, that you've got a new set of seats there. Tell me about that. I'm interested.
There we go. These are, excuse me again, these were designed by me with a company called Intrim, which is a Birmingham-based artisan kind of place. They are quite a big company, and I know they do deliver all over the world. But the options are endless. So you pick a basic seat, which is mine is an Odyssey, and then after that you can decide what you want. So I've gone for this diamond stitching. If you can see it properly, there we go. It's all diamond stitched. The center console I made.
You made that yourself. Again, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. My friend turned me the handbrake lever. It's got Smith's flight gauges, which do a rather lovely sweep when you turn it on, which is one of the reasons why I bought the car, because I'm that fickle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really nice.
And you've got a windscreen. You've got a windscreen.
I have got a windscreen.
Now.
Yes. Yes. That's I've just finished polishing that, and windscreen and rear view mirrors, which is always a bonus.
Yes. Indeed.
Yeah, I'll do the sweep actually because it looks quite nice. There we go. Again, sorry about the photography. But when you turn it on, they all do that.
Ah, that's gorgeous. I love
It's pretty
that.
cool, isn't it? It is
Yeah.
cool. It is cool. So yeah, what else? I've got the new wheels that GBS produce, which are the Speedline new rims.
And nice
They are
and light.
so light.
Yep.
They're ridiculously light. The early ones have got one from Team Dynamics, and they were much heavier. And I thought they were pretty light to start with, but they're just so much lighter.
So this is the Mazda kit. Now, did you buy the kit complete? I know that you can buy them in different stages. So did you buy yours complete with the engine, or did you have to source the donor parts yourself?
Well, yes and no. I'll show you the engine while I'm taking it off. I bought what they called a donor kit.
Okay.
So I bought a second-hand engine and running gear on a pallet, which was very brave because until 3 months ago, I'd not heard the engine run. I'll just put you down just 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
Look at my sky.
Gorgeous day.
Yes. Oh, there we go. There we're back. Right, so come around this side. So I bought the running gear, the engine, all on a pallet, and it was just basically it was just scrap.
Yeah.
So I stripped it and cleaned it, and now it looks like that.
That looks absolutely gorgeous. So clean. I'm embarrassed. I'm going to have to go and shampoo my engine bay now. That is absolutely amazing.
It's quite dirty because I've just come back for a run. I took it out. I took the car out this morning to clean it because I knew this were happening, and it was a nice day, so it'd be rude not to really. So I've done another 50 miles this morning. So you buy the kit. I bought the kit a bit at a time because well, several reasons. Mainly space, because I built it there. Yeah. This is my garage.
And it's a little tight space. Very tight space.
Yeah.
I think that when I first reached out to you, that was my comment was, how did you manage to build it in that tiny little space? That's amazing.
Well, it's just organization. So you buy a bit at a time, you do that bit, you move on. Right. It's been like I said in the notes, it's been every emotion you could possibly manage.
Well, let's get back to that. Let's just ask the question. I mean, for those people who haven't read the notes, I mean, the two questions I had was, why do you build, and why did you build? And then secondarily, how long did it take? So why did you decide to build yourself a kit car?
Well, I've always wanted to build a car. Always. Really? I build kits. I build radio controlled airplanes. I build anything that anybody can put in front of me. Really, I love to. Well, I just love doing stuff with my hands, and I love motor cars. I love the way that they look, rather than the mechanical part of them. I've always been an aesthetic sort of person rather than a mechanical person. I do know and understand how the mechanics work, but I've never really built anything like this before in my life. It's been a massive, I don't want to say journey, but it's been an adventure.
Kevin, you and I are so similar. We have the artistic background, and we enjoy the way things look and the shape of them and the aesthetics of them.
Yeah.
But and we have an appreciation for the mechanics. But like you, I never had built a car before. And it was just something I dived into head first, well over my head.
I thought it was going to be dead easy. All you do is you get a chassis, you stick an engine in it, you bolt all these bits onto it which fit. So, it's a kit, so it's going to be easy, no problem. What could possibly go wrong? Turns out pretty much everything. It is a kit, and it is a good kit. It is a very good kit. But when you expect everything I've ever built before, I've either manufactured myself or it's been a well-established kit. So it's not. I mean, nothing fits on this thing.
Oh, no,
to be honest,
you're building.
you have to drill out I mean, little things. When you first start, you start putting the suspension together and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The diff fits onto 2 points. I don't know if you've got any of these cars over there, but the diff fits across the chassis rail at the top, and then there's 2 bolts at the side.
Mm-hmm.
If you fasten it the wrong way around,
Mm-hmm.
the diff isn't straight. But there is no instructions in this car. You don't get an instruction booklet at all. You get a DVD, which is very, very vague. So you're pretty much on your own. So it's very much trial and error, more error than trial. And but you work at it, you ask the questions, and GBS are fantastic for that. If you ask the right questions, you will get the answer.
Yeah.
If you don't get the answer from them, there's Facebook. You go on Facebook, there's millions of these cars, well, not hundreds of these cars. There's loads of people that build them, and everybody wants to help you. It's fantastic for that.
Even when I built
without Facebook, I couldn't have built this.
Absolutely. You're paralleling my own story. When I built mine 16 years ago, we didn't have the internet as well developed, but I certainly did have the support of the kit manufacturer, and my instruction manual is 3 pages deep. So I empathize completely. What I did find is a group of people who were building at the same time, and we shared pictures and we shared stories and experiences, and eventually you take your time and you do get it done. How long did it take you to finish your kit?
Well, I've just been inquiring about some windscreen wipers, which is the next bit to go on, and they reckon it's 4 years today, or yesterday, should I say, to get it to this point. So the actual build took about 3.5 years, I think.
Yeah.
On and off.
Yeah, and we were joking because in my case it was 1.5 years to do my build, and for someone who's mechanically inclined or somebody who has had the experience of building these cars, I'm sure they would scratch their head and say, "Why, Jim, did it take so long?" The reality is it takes as much time as it takes you to do it, and to do it right, and to your own satisfaction. So that's my story anyway. Yeah.
I mean, as I've always said, you're only going to build one of these things once. So you build everything as good as you can, every single part. And if it's not to what you would say is a good standard, do it again, or you do it better. That's it. Yeah.
Well, it is great. Would you mind terribly if we did just another walk around, just to have a quick peek all the way around the vehicle?
I'll try again. Yeah. There we go. I'll try and get a bit further away from it this time.
Yeah. It is glorious. And you say you've been doing quite a bit of driving. You went out for a 50-mile drive today. Is that right?
Yeah, by mistake this morning. Yeah, it was nice, and I've not been out in it for a couple of days. So I just went around local. I've got some lovely roads around here, and it's quite quiet.
Lovely.
So it's nice. I got to take my neighbour out as well. I just happened to catch her. So this is the thing about this car, and I'm no doubt everybody else that's got one of these would kind of agree. But I love the fact that people are interested in the car, and you get stopped wherever you go. Is it my favourite one so far was, how old is that car? That was 5 days.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, you can't really go anywhere in a rush, because you spend more people talking to people at traffic lights about car and whatnot. And I've had nothing but positive messages so far. But
I think your choice of colors is absolutely perfect, and the design of those seats is just smashing. It's just glorious.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's Old English white, if anybody wants to know. Which is a classic English sports car color. So
and this is an option that GBS offered, was to do the painting for you.
Yeah. They
did that in pre-paint, so that you would just assemble it all pre-painted.
No, I built it. I built the bodywork. Fitted the brake lines and the fuel lines and the rear end and the front end, and then took it to pieces. And then they once the bodywork was all on and right and fitting correctly and so on, they then took it away, or I took it down to them. They painted it for me. quite nicely actually. I'll get a bit of. It's just quite a nice finish, although it has been flattered back a little bit, but there we go. It's a nice finish for the amount of money that they charge. It's fantastic value for money.
I think it's glorious. And another thing that appeals to me, or at least stands out in my mind about GBS, I mean, you have in my car and in many sevens, all of the side panels, if they're aluminum,
They are, yes.
But they're, in my case, they're all riveted in place. In your case, you've got an adhesive compound for them. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, it's partially riveted, but mainly bonded. Apparently, the bonding puts another 40% extra strength into the bodywork.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an aircraft grade black mastic stuff, which is just awful stuff. But it's so yeah, you get it on you, it's never coming off. But everything underneath or where it's hidden away is riveted. But yeah, the majority of the bodywork is just bonded on. Trying to go around this way. It's fiberglass wings, obviously, and then everything else is just bonded aluminium.
Beautiful job.
Or bond, and this is stainless that I made. The scuffle
so that
top,
was it. That was your idea, the stainless. I did notice that in some of your pictures. And is that also bonded with the same type of glue or similar glue?
It is, yeah.
Glorious. It's gorgeous. It's a really nice look.
Yeah, well, it's this sort of classic English sports car deal that I wanted to go for.
And look at that, you've even managed to put a little panel on the inside for assorted bottles and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a GBS unit, yeah.
Is that a GBS idea? That's great.
Yeah. One on the back as well.
Oh, that's perfect. What a great idea.
So you put your speaker on there, you can have some tunes while you're driving. Not that you can hear it, but you know.
Yeah, that's right. I've been asked do I want to have tunes put in mine? I said, bring yourself your iPad or iPod, and listen, and headset. You won't be hearing anything anyway.
No.
Wow, absolutely glorious. Well, Kevin, you have given us 18 minutes of your time.
Really? Oh wow, that flew past.
Yeah, well, it flew by for us too. But I'm going to bring myself back into the picture and see if I can do this properly, and see if I can exit that. There's the two of us. I am figuring out the technical side of operations. I do apologize for fumbling about, but I do want to say thank you. It's just absolutely awesome that you do that and have done that. I'm so happy it's a glorious summer day and you're enjoying it there. So to that end, I'm just going to say, as I always do, we're all in this thing together. Wendy, my wife, made me do this. And it's not my fault.
It's funny because Fiona, my wife, made me do this. So.
Is that right? My wife just loves it. She just jumps in the car. I mean, in most cases, the people, especially a lot of ladies I've taken for rides, the instinctive thing to do when we go for a ride is scream. My wife just sits there and she just grins. It's just great.
My wife is completely different. I'm not allowed to drive it quick or be silly or anything in it while she's in the car. But she's the only person so far. Where am I? There you go. She's the only person so far that has said slow down.
We have a comment from the viewership saying it's a fine result, Kevin. Don't have an anonymous person, but just wanted to say that. And to that end, I'm just going to say, Kevin, thank you again for everybody here at Seven Spot.
Absolutely welcome.
Have yourself a good day.
I shall try my very best.
All right. Cheers for now.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Cheers. Bye now.
Bye-bye.